All righty, Facebook Live. It's been too long. Okay, I'm back for another live audience. I am Sandy Spady, your host. I have a beautiful, amazing friend of mine, Shannon Bingham, which I will introduce. But right now, if anyone's out there watching, I would love to get like, a heart, something. So I know you're out there, please. And this will be recorded. So if you want to watch it again and you happen to watch it, please do live replay. So I know you're there. All righty. To get this started, I'm Sandy Spady. For those who don't know me, I'm a public speaker. I'm the founder of Women with Voices and leadership business coach. With Power Up Leadership Coaching Consulting, I empower and inspire people to be seen, heard, remembered, and to be a future community leader is my goal for each one of you. I have my amazing friend, Shannon Bingham. She is an ultimate international elite Mrs. Central States. She's a co-owner of Seven Salon. She is a public speaker, a photographer, entrepreneur, rock star. That's what she is. Hello, my friend.
Hi. Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me on.
I am so excited to have you. We met a couple of years back and we just have not parted sides.
Mm-mm.
We're so much alike, it just makes me giggle. She actually also does my hair sponsorship for my talk show, YouTube, Power Up Talk Show. So why I look good? It's Shannon right
I just
there.
love that time we have before you go on.
I know we get to talk about all the people. It's so great. And this kind of brings me of what inspired me to ask you to be a part. I'm working with the Power Up Mastermind Network that we're launching 2025 because I have such great connections in Omaha, right? And you are such a connector. You have such an entrepreneur spirit, and you have done so much in your time frame as a professional woman. Can you share with the audience exactly what you're going to share in your masterminds course?
Oh gosh, there's so much that I would be able to branch off and share with anyone who wanted to hear. I've been able to speak with several different community leaders, especially at the Omaha leaders. And so one of the courses that I did for them was about connecting and being your authentic self and really truly being able to impact and inspire the community that's around you and people that are in your life as well. So for a lot of what I'm going to be doing in those mastermind courses is really just helping you to find your voice and to be able to be understanding on how connections can be mitigated and very much utilized to bring you into a new self, and that you can make a greater impact using those amazing connections as well. So, and I think using is sometimes a bad term whenever we think about when we use people, but really truly, I want to be somebody that someone uses to maybe get to a higher level or a higher platform. For me, that's important. So when I say use or utilize people that are in your life, it's really to create a bigger impact because together we're bigger, we're better, we're brighter. So, like you and me, sister.
Yes, I love this. And you have such a desire, like I do, about connecting, right? About having yourself stand out as a community leader. You know, it just doesn't happen overnight, but anyone can be one. And it's truly like giving back to your community, right? I'm a public speaker on that. It's more than you take, it's what you give. And you give so much to the community. And what I love about you is that you're so great at social media, right? Can you share with the audience a little bit about how you just authentically, right? That's what you do. Authentically shared yourself and your purpose and your passion.
Well, and here's the thing. I think from the get-go, it's not like I set out to become some community leader. Truly, it was about the authentic connections that I had formed over the years. And being a business person that owns a business in our community, I knew from a very early stage when we opened in 2004, it was about giving back to the community that gives to us. And so we did several charity events over the years. We always give to organizations that ask, that need. And we are really, it's just really been important and kind of a foundation of our salon from very early on. And throughout those years, we just began to form these authentic connections with the communities around us. People began to trust us and began to really form that bond. And I think with that, just kind of somehow just continues to elevate you, even though that's not what your goal maybe was when you set out. But honestly, it is about just building and growing, and those blocks begin to become higher and higher. And that's just naturally what happens when you
Yeah.
grow and network like that. And so becoming that does start super early in your growth.
Yeah.
And I think people want to rush to the top, and those aren't authentic. Sometimes people can get there quicker, but for me, social media wasn't something we had when we first opened the salon in '04. The Facebook just had hit the scene and hit the college scene. So we didn't have all of the fun things we can do now. And for my social media platform, which just recently I won a very large award for, I was like, what? And I topped 40 some women in a very large pageant where I was recognized as the social media influencer award, which was crazy to me. But really, truly, I get on there, I share who I am, I try to inspire and impact, and at the same time, to be really who I am authentically. When you go to my social media, you know who I am to the core. And sometimes I even share, because a lot of times you have the highlight reel, right? You just get to see the high and not anything of the lows. And sometimes I do try to share, pieces that, and anybody that knows me knows all my pieces, but truly give that authentic, well-rounded, face for people as well. So, and I think people then begin to trust you. And then again, you become that integrity will show through and begin to become that leader in the community that you've always desired.
That word integrity is spot on, right? It's when you're authentically doing what's right and what's good. And that's how you get seen and noticed. Really, it's like we all should get back to our community, right? Because we are the community. And being able to come up and with different, nonprofits or galas or sponsorships, but presenting yourself as you authentically is what really shows you off. And so many, young professional executives and maybe some CEOs, entrepreneurs, is that they want to run to the race. Like they want to be where they're at, but it takes work. And that's what you're going to share. You're going to share your journey, your stepping stones to where you're at today. You've done so many amazing things. Can you share with the audience some of the things that you really think shaped you as an
Oh,
entrepreneur?
Oh gosh. Well, I think, I have had the same business partner for over 20 years, which that in itself is a feat, I believe. So we have partnered together, and I understand I wouldn't say weak points, but the things that I'm not maybe as strong at. And she understands what maybe she isn't as strong at. And so together we form a stronger building block. So over the years, that became kind of a thing that I really stood on is I got to find people that can fill in the places I'm not that good at or I could be better at. So when you begin to kind of put puzzle pieces together, you impact even greater amounts of, property, I guess you could say, if you're trying to impact Omaha, you need people, right? So, and in order for people to hear you, you need people. So, just recently I was on I literally came with two different covers of magazines. And I'm like, why would me, like, what, but truly it is about that bigger voice. And if I get a bigger voice, what is that going to be sharing? And for me, it's, about adoption or family or inspiration or growing your community. And I think that that's so strong with people. If you can get that people in place in your life that maybe fill in your weaknesses. And that was very impactful for me early on. I would say other things that maybe impact. I mean, I've recently been involved with pageants, and that has put me around. Because I guess pageants get kind of a bad rap. I think in the realm of what movies might show or whatever. But when I got around these women over the last few years that have created like insane, amazing platforms that have formed 501c, the different like charity groups, they've just impacted the world. And now my network is even bigger because I've got all these people from all over the world just because I put my foot out there and said, I'll stand on stage with a cute dress. Sweet, but really what that was doing isn't necessarily for me to gain any crown or any type of award. It was really to expand again my right and get me out of my comfort zone, because I think the worst thing that happens with people, especially in my age or our time of life, is complacency or just being comfortable, right? So, and it's okay to be that if that's what you want to be. But if you're really wanting to challenge yourself and really grow and really motivate, there's steps that you have to do to be able to gravitate towards the goals that you're wanting to have in your life. So,
That is perfectly said once again. And what I love about what you just said is the challenge.
mhm,
What each of our mastermind coaches are going to do with their masterminds is that we're going to have a challenge and
mhm,
an action step, right? So, whatever you're taught in these mastermind courses, you're going to take from each professional coach a challenge and then how you're going to apply that to
mhm.
your corporate life, to your entrepreneurship panel. life, right? So it's
Yes.
like taking what you've learned and now challenging. I love to challenge, right? That's what I love to do. I love to challenge people because I see great things in them.
Yes.
And that's
Right.
one thing that each masterminds course is going to do. We're going to come together. And when you come together, you build that community, right? You and I both have built our communities. You have an adoption community. I have a Women with Voices community. But building a community of professionals that you have each other's back, that you can bop off different things and have those private smaller groups, right? To take what
Yep.
that mastermind coach taught you and
Yes.
putting it to use.
Mhm.
Yes.
The good thing about, like, I think what we're going to be doing too in mine, my personal mastermind group that we're doing, is I think that when given the challenge with the type of thing that I'm dealing with, I think it can be even a more personalized challenge once I get to know the individuals that are involved with who want to learn from me. So I would be able to tailor and personalize, even with my team. I've owned a business for 20 years. I have 20 stylists that work for me plus extra staff as well. And we always have to set up their challenges and make them more personal, because each person has different goals or have different values that they want to align with. So it's important to find out what those are and then grow that person to reach that next thing. The roots are there if you already want to start. So now it's just getting you what branch are you on? Are we on this branch or that branch? And it's important to really understand that growth.
I love that. I love that the growth of, right, you have 20 years experience, a small business owner going into multiple locations, a boutique, and how you expanded and you still had your back passion, right? Of photography, pageantry, and
Mhm.
you can do it all. And it's about prioritizing. I can't say that word
Yep.
for some reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And being able to do that. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs or a lot of executives, they
Mhm.
have what they do and then they have their passion. But I
Yeah.
think what's great about your course is that you're going to share, you can do both,
Yes.
right? You can do
Yes.
both and you can do them successfully, but you're
Mhm.
going to give them the steps, right? Of how you were accomplished with it
Yeah.
and sharing that. And then customizing something for each person, I think is wonderful because it's going to be a small group, 40 people or less, right?
Yes.
Because we want that community. We want that be able to open up with each other, share things with each other, and then make things better, right? When
100%.
I sold TV advertising for years, it's the time that I got in with my production team, the sales team, everyone together, and you talk things out, right? And that's when the magic happens. And I'm sure with your 20 stylists, it's your meetings that come
Yeah.
together, right?
Yeah. It's about communication. I mean, it really comes down to communication. I mean, truly, if someone doesn't know how to verbalize what they're looking for, then that I can't, someone like me can't assist them in growing. So it's truly about understanding that line of communication, of having a safe place to be able to open up to somebody like me or anyone that could be a mentor to you in your life, and then growing from there. Because honestly, we have self preservation that happens sometimes when we get around people that we think might have something we are looking at, and you just want to, like, I don't know if I could ever. Oh, yes, you can. If I did it, I mean, come on. It's just literally about taking the step. One of my very good friends climbed Mount Everest. He's the first Native American to climb Mount Everest. And he, honestly, he said, how do you climb Mount Everest? One step at a time. Like, and I mean, granted, he was on the stair stepper for probably 6 hours at a time with 60 pounds on his back, but like, preparation and then just taking the steps necessary. And so really, if you look at those steps, it's growing yourself and growing your own identity, and also your own profession inside of that, and just being confident inside of yourself. So
That is so true. Confidence in your voice, in your presentations, in your interaction with business professionals and in the community. We're
yeah,
going
and
to
you
be
and I both know. Like,
confidence.
we both go up on stage, and everyone was like, "How do you go on stage and not be scared?" I'm like, "Dude, we're terrified. Like, it's fine. Like, we're gonna screw up." But what they don't, what people don't understand is when you're up in front of somebody, the audience doesn't want to see you fail. Like, they're wanting to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
We know we're gonna fail in our brains, and so we have this like way messy, personality inside of it. But I think ultimate confidence can shine through, and really, it's just about bringing yourself, like, okay, where's my brain? What do I want to communicate? And then effectively getting it through. And I've practiced on kids for years because I've been in children's ministry. So, I mean, they don't judge me, but,
Yes. Yes.
to be able to, like, hey, I can now pray out loud because the kids don't judge me. Right. But
Yeah, yeah, because that's
ultimately,
a
we
tough,
want
that
to
can
really,
be a tough audience, right?
oh,
And
yeah.
that's really why I started Take the Stage, which I'm going to present in the Masterminds course, is I find so many people, they don't take advantage of opportunities because of public speaking. And
Yeah.
I'm like, we're going to take that out. And as you just said, we're all scared, but you do it. And it's having that support in cheerleaders, right? Is all support and having those
Right. And
confidence that
sometimes
people
like
believe in you.
yes. And, I've had a long history of education and being on stage, and a lot of the training that I received early on was terrifying. Like, truly one of those things where you're like, I'm going to stand up in front of the peers that I look up to really big and present something and probably sound like an idiot. And then they're going to like tell me and chop me apart and tell me, granted, that's what I had to go through to get to the confidence level that you have. But the training that I received, which some of it is Dale Carnegie, some of it was like there's a couple different New York agencies. Yeah, that you literally sit through and build your taking a course like yours will grow that confidence. And it's so important that people don't understand. You got to challenge yourself to do it.
Yes. And you know what? 2025, I'm starting it off. And it's always good to have a fresh start in January, right?
Oh,
And be
yes.
on the path of success and having the right people at the right table sharing their information. So I'm
Yes.
so excited you said yes.
Mhm.
Just a quick side note, let's talk about the Women with Voices Summit, January 26th. MC, tell
Oh,
us, why did you say yes to the masterminds? Why did you say yes to MC? Like, why?
well, the why is always the vision. I
Yeah.
will always follow and connect with people that have vision, and the inspiration that you are showcasing with the women that you've made as a community is so inspiring to me. So to be able to stand up in front of this community that you've built is, I feel, as such an honor.
Yeah.
Um, and I match a lot of your values and a lot of your the integral parts of your community, and I feel like I aligned with it. So of course I said yes, and it's not for me, because truly I want to inspire people. If I stand up there
Yeah.
and get somebody, and just as fired up as you are, like, hey, when I, stand there, that's good. So
I know.
I
Okay.
want to
We have a
align
lot of energy. Should just be prepared for greatness for the summit.
drinking
And
coffee.
and this is what we both like to do with all of you
Mhm.
out there is that we want to share our season experience, right? And
Yeah.
we want to bring you up with us, right? A true leader brings someone up with them, not push
Yes.
them down. And we want you better than us. We want you taking bigger
Exactly.
things, doing bigger things because we believe. And that's what it is. So, Shannon, just thank you for
My
just
pleasure.
sharing your greatness and for being a wonderful woman. We both speak for the Heart of a Child Ministries to youth, and it's a great way to share back our community and our experiences. So don't miss out. We'll have this recorded, but thank you again, Shannon. It's your day off. I thank you for spending it with me and
We
with the
can't dance
Facebook.
on here like you normally do, but hey, if we were
I
dancing,
know, I know. We will have dancing at the summit. Be prepared.
that's
So,
exciting.
everyone, go make it a great day. Be the best version of yourself and say yes to you and yes to 2025.